and welcome to First Friday STEM projects at the Ballykinwood Library. Today we're going to be exploring supersaturation and crystallization. Hopefully you stopped by the library and picked up one of these bags, and in the bag you should find 2 pipe cleaners, a white one and a colored one, a glass jar, 2 white twisty ties, and a bag of sodium borate, and a wooden dowel. And we're going to use these to make a supersaturated solution, and then we're going to grow crystals. So the first thing we're going to do is create a supersaturated solution using hot water and the sodium borate in the bag. A saturated solution is when you take a liquid and you put mineral or a substance into the water and you have it dissolve or absorb into the water. A supersaturated solution is when you add so much of the mineral or the substance into the water that the water can no longer hold anymore. Today, to help the water hold even more of the distillate or the sodium borate, we're going to heat up the water. We're going to boil it, and we're going to use about 1 3/4 cup of water. So the reason we use boiling water and we heat it up is because when the water molecules get hot, they heat up, speed up, and move apart, leaving space in between the molecules for the distillate or the sodium borate to get in between, and that way the water can absorb even more of the mineral. So you're going to take your 1 3/4 of boiling water and begin to add the sodium borate to it. You don't want to add the entire bag at first. Use about half of a bag and use the wooden dowel to stir it. And you're going to see the mineral dissolve in the hot water and become clearer. What you're looking for is the water to become clear, and when it is, you're going to add some more of the sodium borate into the hot water. And you want to add enough so that you begin to see some of it falling onto the bottom. That way you know you've created a supersaturated solution. That is, the water can't hold any more of the distillate. When the water has absorbed as much as possible and it can't hold any more, you'll begin to see crystals or some of the distillate falling onto the bottom. When that happens, you know that you have enough and you've added enough of the sodium borate. So now that we have some of the distillate or the sodium borate has fallen to the bottom, we're going to add it into the glass jar that came in your bag. You might see some of the sodium borate falling to the bottom of this. That's perfectly fine. And if you think you need to add some more into it, you can do that as well, just so that you have created the most saturated solution that you can, and you'll see some of it at the bottom. Now that we've created our supersaturated solution, we're going to put this to the side, and to create a crystal, we need to have something that's a seed starter. That is something that is going to have a place for the crystals to grow, and that's why we have pipe cleaners. Bend the pipe cleaners to form some sort of shape. You could do a letter like your letter, or a random shape, or a twisty, and you want to make sure that the shape you are going to be using will fit inside the glass jar without touching the bottom or the sides. Once you have created your shape, you're going to take one of the twisty ties and make a loop on it. You're going to take your wooden dowel again. It's going to come in handy, and you're going to make another twist at the top so that it dangles off of the wooden dowel and looks like this. When you have your shape all ready to go, you're going to lower it into the solution. If it's not quite dangling where you want it to be, just use the twisty tie and make adjustments, or adjust the shape to make it smaller so that it fits. Now you leave it and you wait. So after you've put your solution with the pipe cleaner dangling down somewhere for it to cool, leave it for 12 to 24 hours. And what you're going to find is the mineral is going to crystallize around the pipe cleaner. The slower you let the solution cool, the bigger the crystals are going to be. And if you used a color pipe cleaner, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. After you've created one, the reason you have a second pipe cleaner and a second twisty tie is that you can do it again. You can put this aside, take your other pipe cleaner, use your twisty tie, make it another shape, reheat the water, have a parent help you, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, stir it. You're going to want to add whatever's left in the bag and stir it again. Put it back in the microwave for about a minute. You need to be very hot, so be very careful. Take your wooden dowel from your first one, use your second shape, put it in the crystal, into the solution that you have created, and you can create a second crystal. I hope you've enjoyed this month's First Friday STEM project at the Bala Cynwyd Library. Make sure you look at our PDF that will give you more information, more science, and some follow-up activities and some other things you can try to do with this science of supersaturation and crystallization. Bye, and we'll see you at the Bala Cynwyd Library.